Namaste, beautiful gods and goddesses and emissaries of light. This is Dr. Tyen, and if you are new to my channel, please like, subscribe, and do not forget to hit that notification bell so you can be updated on my latest and my current videos. Welcome, 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 everyone. This is Dr. Tyen, and I have a whole layout for you for this video. One, I am going to be doing some activations on this video with you. I got my activation cards, and I have a total of 4 that I feel that we need to tap into the vibration of. But before I get into these, I'm going to say them for the end, and I'm going to do the transmission beforehand. So I'm going to be doing 2 variations of channeling. So without further ado, let me go ahead and call in some help. I call in air, fire, water, earth, spirit, and ether. And I also call upon the highest of the highest of the high, which is Yad-He-Va-He, who will be able to give me the information that is necessary for this beautiful reading in all directions, time and space, past, present, and future. And so it is. All right, so let's talk about the mind and how just powerful the mind really is. First of all, we will never be fully able to understand, understand, or overstand the complexities of the mind. The mind is infinite and we are finite, okay? So there are endless possibilities to the mind. And we're only thinking with scientists say only 10% of our brain, 5%, the numbers vary. But the point is, it's only a small fraction in comparison to using 100% of this gray matter. There is a shift that is happening right before our very eyes. And at this now moment in time, we have to be open to the new shifts and the energies with the current vibrational frequencies of the new earth in order for us to shift into a new dimension. There's a scripture I'm going to use here at Matthew 24:41. I really feel like it's really necessary in the times that we're living in for a lot of people that are transitioning from out of religion, or for those that are listening that are still tapped into religion, so you can grasp why on a metaphysical level these things are taking place. First, I want to speak to you about the greatest man that ever lived, who was the greatest teacher and is known worldwide, whether you're a Christian or not. And I spoke about him in detail with my previous video, Divine Feminine, You Are the Bride of Christ. And of course, I'm speaking about no one other than Jesus Christ, Jesus Christos, Yeshua, whatever you choose to call him. All right, at Matthew 24:41, he speaks about the woman being at the mill, and as she was working, the other one was taken away. A lot of you that know me, that I've done past life regressions for, that you've come to see me in person and I've conducted, you know that I've studied under Dolores Cannon. I tell everyone that I am a past life hypnotherapist, which is called QHHT, Quantum Healing Hypnotherapy Technique. That is what it stands for. With that being said, I have a book that is called The Convoluted Universe. I have never got a chance to read that book. I keep going to that book and picking it up, I'll read a couple of pages and then I'll doze off every single time. Well, my student sent me a video and I was able to listen to it tonight, and I was so compelled to do this video because it's so conducive in the time that we're living in right now and what's going on in the world. And one of the things that the narrator who conducted the video spoke on was a chapter in Dolores Cannon's book. Is called The Coming Shift. And as Dolores Cannon is speaking about the shift that is happening right now, that's taking place right now, she was at a conference 2006, and her client, Annie Kirkwood, went under what is called a somnambulistic state. That's what I put people under, where we all shift in and out of this state of consciousness. When we're driving, we go in that state. When we are daydreaming, we are in what is called a somnambulistic state, where we're not really sleeping, we're not really awake. Well, those are the frequencies that we put our clients under when we're doing the past life regression. Well, during this regression session, Dolores Cannon was able to speak to the audience about what we are currently experiencing at this now moment and why we're being distracted from the dark forces. So we want shift because they need our energy. They need our light. And when we're in fear and resentment and holding grudges, and when we're in pain and we have trauma in our emotional body, that makes the aura heavy and it makes us dense. And the more denser that we are, the more that we stay on the low vibrational state of existence. So this is the reason why Jesus told his followers to be in the world but not to be a part of it. You have to unplug from the news, the reports, the fake news, the fake media, the fake everything. You have to unplug and you have to tap in and turn in and tune in into your God frequency and source. That is your only saving grace at this now moment. You're being told to stay in high vibrations because if you are not in a high vibrational frequency, you're not going to make the shift to the new earth. Going back to Dolores Cannon said that what's going to happen is that there are two earths right now as we speak. There are two earths. One is a parallel earth, which is still in the 3D earth atmosphere, but it's in 5D. And for those that are already tapped into that frequency, they are fast manifestors. They have loving, healing, caring relationships. They also are in the unity consciousness, which is also known as Christ consciousness. It's the same energy. It's the same thing. Tomato. It's the same thing, you guys. It's the same frequency. This is the reason why a lot of people who judge vegans really shouldn't know, or they really shouldn't, because they don't know what they're judging. The reason why people are vegans like myself is because we are now at one with all, even the animals. Now, my reason is totally different. It's not the reason that I just gave you, but that's usually most vegans' rhyme and reason of why. Mine is health reasons. My body does not like meat. I am an intuitive. I reject meat. The moment that meat goes into my body, literally my body starts to shut down. My body starts to ache and I cannot move and get out of the bed. I'm like literally confined to the bed and I'm that weak. Meat weakens my immune system and it lowers my immune system. Now, nothing happens to my psychic abilities, but it's a given. If I'm not feeling well within the body, then obviously I'm not feeling well in the mind. And so it lowers my frequency, and it lowers my vibration. I have, and there's many of us that have angelic bodies or have angelic energy, or what, if you want me to say it in scientific terms, crystalline bodies. This angelic body. Because I even have dreams where I'm flying with the angels. And many of you may have those type of dreams too, where you're flying. Or you may have a dream that you may be jumping and then you wake up out of your sleep startled. And that's because you're an angel. You are earth angel. And no one's never told you. But I'm telling you. Right now, you guys, game is on. School is in session. And I am teaching. I've been waiting for this moment for a year. And Source kept telling me, it's okay. You're going to have your moment. When I say it's time, I'll let you know, Tyann. And now it's time. Now I feel through the current affairs of the world and the current state of affairs in the world, I think I have your undivided attention now. Yes, I'm still going to be doing oracles and tarot, but I have been commissioned to give you information. Because you are in the world, but you are not to be a part of it. So going back to Dolores Cannon, she said what's going to happen is that there are going to be people that are going to stay on the low vibratory field of existence, and they're going to be 3D. They're not going to want to make the shift. They're going to be still unawakened in their unawakened mentality. And then there's going to be those of us that are going to shift into 5D. And what's going to happen is that all of us are going to be uplifted from out of the atmosphere of the 3D dimension, and we're going to be uplifted and transported to another dimension in the Earth's atmosphere, which is 5D, a 5D Earth. And the 5D and the 3D are not going to have any consciousness about each other. The people in the 3D are not even going to realize that the people that are in the 5D are even gone. And the people that are in the 5D are not even going to realize that they left the 3D to be in 5D, away from those that did not make it. It's going to be a veil, another veil. Okay? I wanted to do so bad a video for the pink moon and talk about the veil and how the veil is now gone. And this is going to usher in so many people that are going to have what is called an awakening. They're going to remember that this is not home. This truly, in every sense of the word, is not home. They're going to start seeing what they have been blinded from, that has been in their faces in plain sight. If it was a snake, it would have bit them. But because of their own attachment to the 3D plane, they weren't able to see it. And so I read today a lady mentioned she was with her husband for 20 years. And right when the coronavirus drama came out, her and her husband split. And she couldn't understand why. You know, at a time like this. And then she started to realize, as she started shifting and awakening, that her husband was on the 3D plane and she's in 5D now. So her evolving shifted him out of her experience. The same thing happened to me and my husband. I went to Mario's Instagram today. I've been following him real tough and heavy because I've been getting so much information. And you guys, we are all teachers. I may have the YouTube channel, but I am still a student of life, and I learn from many. Okay? With that being said, Mario was talking about the energies and the dark forces, and he really didn't elaborate, but I really feel like I want to share with you his declaration of sovereignty, because it's now time for us to claim sovereign. And you can't claim sovereign being in religion, you guys. I can't stress this enough. Now, you don't need your religion in order to believe in God, because God is not outside of you. God dwells within you. Let's get that straight. Nobody that is in religion is in 5D. That's why God told me to leave religion, because God already knew what was going to go down. It's only been 2 years since I've left religion. Only 2. And it just made 2 this month. I just got at that 2-year mark. So you're talking to someone. When I tell you that I know the Bible front to back, God is my witness. I'm not lying. Because I was in a religion that was a prerequisite before you can even be a part of the religion. You had to know the Bible, because you were commissioned to go and preach and knock on people's doors in 2s and recruit other people into the religion. Okay? So, I know how hard it is to shift your thinking and your mind out of religion. Is very difficult, because you are heavily indoctrinated. We have been indoctrinated ever since we have been born. We have been indoctrinated into society. We have been indoctrinated into school. We have been indoctrinated into the government, and allowing for an imperfect group of humans to dictate our laws and to enforce them and to regulate what's right and what's wrong. Living in 5D, you guys, means that there's world peace and there's world happiness. There's no sickness. There's no crimes. Because we are all sovereigns and we live according to divine universal laws. That earth is not coming. It's already here. We just can't see it yet because we are shifting into it. Okay? Now I'm going to share with you. I got to pull up his page here on my laptop. Mario's page, okay? I love Mario's consciousness. And I love where he's vibrating at right now. Seriously, because it's at a very high octave. I'll share his experience that he shared with us. He was able to... He was on the phone. He was talking to his divine counterpart. I'm assuming it was his divine counterpart because he called her his beloved. And he said that he had some sensation that was going on in his heart chakra. And when he was on the phone, it was all these emotions that just started swimming in. Him and his divine counterpart was expressing how much they really missed each other. And that they couldn't wait to see each other. And all of a sudden, he said, his heart chakra started making him vibrate, causing his chest to vibrate. And then he said, before he knew it, his whole body was vibrating, almost like as if he was about to go into a convulsion. And then he had this outburst. And as he was having this outburst, burst. This plasmic light came out of his heart chakra, and it was like as if he started to shift, and it was some type of bio-spiritual chemical that was released to allow him to come back to his center. And when he came back into his awareness, he realized that he released or purged something. This was on April the 4th when we had the open portal. It happened that day or the night before or whatever. And so anyway, long story short, Mario went into the details of how we don't need to be focused on whatever agenda that the government has or what they're doing, but instead we need to focus on the platonic lights. And I am going to say something the source told me to tell you. You need to find how you can and have light enter into your space. I know how to put light in my space. That's the reason why, you guys, I don't have to light the candles anymore for protection. Okay? If you know how to light up your space, you know, no darkness can come in. But you need to really find out how you can just put light into your space and expand it. Because it's very important as sovereign to do that. No coronavirus, no dark energy or entities can come in. And we need to come together and step into oneness of mind, oneness of thought, and release the fear-based templates that are heavily expounded upon, and step into freedom. Freedom as sovereign beings. Step into the frequency of unconditional love and connection and connectedness. And do not entertain for a second any relationships that are not loving. We needed this clearing, you guys. We needed to be in our house. We needed for Source to press the reset button for us, because we were too much in the physical plane. We weren't thinking about our spiritual selves, and we were dying spiritually. Because we did the very thing that Jesus commissioned us not to do. We were a part of the world. We were separated from our physical and our spiritual body. See what I'm saying? So we need to get into this love vibration, because the dark forces need our light. And so they would do anything by any means to steal that energy. And remember, energy follows awareness. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Okay? And it's time for us to declare freedoms from attachments. You will be surprised on how many attachments I remove from people when I'm doing the Archangel Michael Attunement. I used to tell people what I removed from them. Man, I learned quick to not do that. Seriously. Because some people just don't understand. They don't comprehend. They don't grasp spiritual lingo. If I tell them I removed 42 archons or 72 daemons. Yes, I said it. 72. I even removed a higher number than that. And daemons are demons, or attachments is what most people in the conscious realm call them. But my angels don't call them attachments. My angels call them daemons. Daemons. Okay. Or imprints. Implants. thought forms. Okay? That's just to name a few. When I say you have to be spiritually initiated in the spiritual realm to do the work that I do, I don't say this to brag. I'm saying this because I don't want people to do this on their own and come up under demonic attack. Okay? You got to know who you are because they know who you are. You got to protect yourself and you got to have no fear. You have to be fearless in every way, shape, and form. That's why I shared my experience with you guys last night. And I was truly transparent about my background and where I came from. I even had dreams where in my dream I would cut the heads off of demons. Seriously. That's why my name is Tyann. It means to cut through the illusion. My name, it might sound pretty, but it's more powerful than it's pretty. Trust me. So Source is the light. And we are moving towards the light. You guys, there's a portal that's open. Do you know the government, the stars, and Oprah, everybody, all the big people? Do you know they took off yesterday when the portal was open during the full moon? They're not stupid. They know about energy. There is a level. Let me explain something to you guys. Don't get it twisted. When it comes to the spiritual realm, there are levels to this. There's a level of respect. And even the dark forces have to bow out gracefully when they are infringing on our free will in some way, shape, or form. They can't do anything without our consent. And this is the reason why I wanted to read to you what Mario had posted. And I'm going to read that to you right now. He said, God is calling for us to connect with ourselves as the dark forces know their old 3D timelines are crumbling. They need more time to upgrade their phantom grids. You guys, do you remember me telling you about this in the video after lockdown? Looks like me and Mario are getting the same downloads. Seriously. So he said the light is here. Christ consciousness is returning through you. Fear is the only weapon they have. It was never about, and I quote it exactly the way he wrote it, pro-misery notes, which we know is promissory notes, but he's putting a pun on the wording here. It was always about the consent we gave with our life source chasing the pro-misery note. The key to ruling is consent. So we're about to do this decree, and you can do it along with me. I declare, this is the declaration, I declare every cell in my being that I no longer give consent to my life force being used to power the phantom grids. I declare that I am sovereign being whose light is powerful and expands across the multiverse with love and balance. I reside in a realm of balance, harmonics, and love. I am a portal through which love and light is held to help guide souls that are stuck in phantom matrix realms. I declare that each person hearing this is on a path of healing and transmuting of fear-based timelines as they enter into the sustaining frequency of love and balance. And so it is. And at this moment, I have come to the conclusion of this transmission. Now, let me get into the frequency cards for your activation. The first card for your activation is prosperity. You are supposed to stay in this frequency of prosperity no matter what's going on in the world. The frequency of prosperity supports us as healing. It's here for our well-being. It's here to allow us to the inclusion of everything that makes us whole by mind, body, and soul. And it allows our spirit to sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration and in the abundance of riches that the universe provides. We already know that God is our source, God is our provider, God is our provisions. And in Him or her, Mother, Father, God, we have all things. There is no lack. So I want you to focus on this activation card. Look at the mandala. And let that prosperity consciousness activate within you at this now moment. Because what is true of God is also true of us. God is opulent. God is abundant. God has everything. And there is no lack. The same thing that is true of God is also true of us. Now we need to be in a frequency of allowance. We need to allow what is taking place to take place without resistance. Because we are shifting into 5D. And some of us, like myself, we are already there. Welcome. So the frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment. Let's not judge Trump. Let's not judge the government. Because if you really want the truth be told, the gods of your Bible are their gods. And they wouldn't be able to do what they're doing without the consent of your gods. Okay? So, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance, when we allow the universe, it becomes our partner, and we become a co-laborer or a conscious co-creator. As it expands, we expand with it and we grow with it. And this is what we are to do. We are to shift into this high vibrational frequency of 5D where there is unconditional love. You guys, let me explain to you what happened today with my baby. Every time I was thinking of him, I kept sending him love. And I promise you, he would text me or he would send me a voice clip or a video. And I started laughing. I said, this is crazy, baby. Every time I think about you, you either text me, send me a voice clip or a video. And he was like, baby, why does that even surprise you? Of course, you know that we're already in sync. We're already connected. You should already know this, honey. That shouldn't even surprise you. I know, but it's like, I never had a man conscious in that way. It's like, he basically, in other words, he's not saying duh, but it's like he's saying duh, like hello. I have a truly awakened man, seriously, because I really don't have to explain what I explained to him. I'm just so used to it that now I can bring it down a notch. I don't have to teach what's already understood. And he understands me and my frequency very well. It's crazy. Even times where I'll be in my bed and I'll say, Tolu didn't tell me good night. I'll get a voice clip. Baby, I love you. Good night. I'm just like, oh my God. We are so connected in so many ways. And that is the way it's supposed to be with you in your relationship with Source. You're supposed to be so connected to where God says in the Bible, before you have called, I have already answered. Why am I quoting the Bible? Well, because the Bible is it's not a demonic book. Okay? And I was not one that I rely on for my ascension, but the Apostle Paul said you have to be all things to all people. The Bible is a very practical book to live by. It really is. And it's also a good book to do spells with. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Oh, I do. Spirit told me that I need to clear up something. Secret societies are not all bad, and there's people sacrificing the devil, because I used to be a part of a secret society, and I mentioned it and I lost 10 subscribers, and I know that's the reason why. I don't believe that it was because of me matching my twin flame energy, because if you're in higher consciousness and you've been on this journey long enough, you already know that anything is possible as co-creator alongside Source. You are creating your own reality and experiences every single second and every moment of the day. So that's what Source, because I channeled Source earlier, and that's what Source told me. That was my feedback from Source. It was not from that. It was because I said I was a part of a secret society, and we as human beings are ignorant sometimes. We only go off of what we have been told instead of investigating situations for ourselves to find out truth, okay, about certain things. Just like, we've been told that oracle cards and tarot cards are demonic, not even realizing that the God that created this earth is the one that created the divination system, the first divination system in the first place. But anyway, I digress. I'm going back to the fact that we have to focus on our belief. That's the next card. That's the next activation. You have to believe beyond a shadow of a doubt. You cannot have just an inkling of a doubt, because that is going to put up resistance, which is going to keep you on the low 3D density plane of existence. And that's not where you need to be. God said to keep your mind on high and lofty things. Whatever is chaste, whatever is true, whatever is kind. Okay? It's called the fruitages of the Spirit. Keep your mind on those things that are high vibrational. Okay? The fruits of the Spirit is what we should focus on, because it's long suffering, it's love, it's joy, it's peace, it's kindness, it's goodness, it's faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Self-control is last, because I be ding dang gone goodness. That's the hardest thing for us to do, isn't it? Not even, but you know what? I would say, and I'm keeping it 100% real with you, as a servant of the Most High and as being a child of God, faith has never been an issue for me. Belief has never been an issue for me. It's been obedience for me. It's been self-control. If God said don't touch that, chances are I done more than touched it. I done touched it several times, and I've suffered the consequences several times. Seriously. It's not like I deliberately did it. It's because that's the way I was wired. That's the way we were made. We came to this earth to have a human experience, and we were supposed to mess up. That's how we learn. Okay? So, in belief, the frequency supports us and our senses, our self-worth based on our gifts and our talents. And it brings us a stronger connection to source. Oh, if only you believe. You know, one of my favorite scriptures is Jesus when he was really pleading with his disciples. And he was like, oh, how I wanted to gather you like how the hens gather their chicks. I mean, there is no better example of a divine masculine than Jesus Christ himself, because he was so compassionate for the people. And my baby, oh my God, he is so loving. He is so compassionate that it really reminds me of Jesus. Jesus is so loving. The energy of Jesus, if you guys ever channeled Jesus, or if Jesus ever appeared to you, because I never channeled Jesus. Jesus appears to me. I don't have to channel Jesus. Jesus pops up. It's like, here I am. And here's what I want you to do. It's always instructions every time he comes. Now, I do channel Jesus' higher self, and I don't mean to throw you, okay? But it's the same energy, which is Sananda. I channel when I'm doing readings, that energy. And that energy is very high vibrational and off the chart. Your last activation, speaking about high vibrational and off the chart, is the Merkaba. Or Makaba, tomato, however you want to say it. There's no right or wrong way. You can say Israel or Israel. You see what I'm saying? So, now, for those of you that have endured and staying with me all the while, that's because you stayed for your good portion, like Martha and Mary with Jesus. Staying with me from the very beginning to the end helps you with your integrations of the transmissions and your codes. It's very important that you really stay with me from the beginning to the end. So your last activation code is going to be your Merkaba. The frequency of the Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse other layers of reality and dimensions. Do you see how anyone that have clicked off of this video would not have made it to the most integral part of the whole video? And that's shifting into 5D. This is the activation for it right here. And had they stayed, they would have got that activation now, wouldn't they? But it's not meant for everybody. There is an old street lingo saying that my daddy used to say all the time, that the game is to be told, not to be sold. And I really believe that the same is true when it comes to spirituality. I can't impress you, but I can definitely impress upon your mind. And so with this activation, it activates our access to the Akashic records in our previous past lives. But you know what? It also activates your inheritance in the earth as well. Merging the totality of our experiences into our present moment to serve the highest purpose. And I believe Source wanted to save the best for last. And I have come to the conclusion of your beautiful reading. Thank you so much for those of you that have supported my channel, those that have contributed to my channel in one shape or form or the other, whether you purchased a reading, whether you purchased a ritual, or whether you just gave me a kind word when I needed to hear it. Your likes, your shares, your comments, those are all appreciated. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I thank God for being able to teach you through this platform. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to teach through this platform, as well as many others that are tapped into their God frequency, because the powers that be know that you're getting fed this way, and their mission is to starve you of any spiritual food so you could be dense and not have enough light, so they can feed off of your light, because they need it more than you, so they think. So what I'm going to also do too is, in the community section, I'm going to put up a shield declaration so you can have light enter into your space, because that's what's needed. You guys need to activate yourselves and activate the light in your body. Okay? That is how you're going to be sifted as the wheat from the weeds. And I have come to the conclusion of this beautiful transmission. It is a good karma to like, share, comment, subscribe. Leave a love donation if you feel inclined to, or you can purchase a gift from my wish list on Amazon, and it will appear on the channel. I now wrap you in my love, and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness. And so it is, everyone. Namaste.